Hi guys, Victor Said from Victor Marathoner, and today I have a long-term review shoe, and no other than my go-to racing shoe, the Nike Alphafly version 1. So 305 kilometers run on this beauty so far, and yeah, in terms of performance, what can I say? It is all the way from 5K to marathon. So I've done 5K, 10K, half marathon and marathon personal bests running on this. But they are now over 300 kilometers. So let's go into my long-term review and I will tell you if I will continue to run on this or race on this. So first of all, let's dive into a wear and tear review after those 300 kilometers. So we will start with the upper, and you can see is pretty much intact like day one. So upper, no tears, no marks, nothing, really good. Even the padding in the collar, all good. Insole, really good. Nothing that you can see. This shoe has over 300 kilometers, really holding up after that mileage. Secondly, midsole, which is the important part of this racing shoe. And I've heard some people say the AirPods get flat, even burst. For me, they still are quite squishy and they provide that extra protection when landing. And more importantly, the energy return. So all good in terms of the foam, Zoom X. It still feels soft and bouncy. You can see there's two pieces. This is a bit firmer than the upper part, and they feel okay. But let's hold that thought. I'll come back to that in a while. And lastly, in terms of wear and tear, the outsole. I think you can see some patterns here have been completely erased, but apart from that, I would say it's holding up quite good, and the other foot exactly the same. You can see just a bit pattern there, but they're still grippy and doing the job. So of course they are dirty, but nothing really, and you can see some marks. Maybe that was a stone, something like this, but nothing really that makes me worried. The outsole, it's gone. So overall, wear and tear after 300 miles, I would say is good, as expected. Some outsole wear and tear, some marks on the midsole, but that leads me to the main question. Will I keep this shoe as my racing shoe? And I think for racing shoe, one aspect is the form, the status of the shoe, and the other is mindset, the mental aspect on this. And when I ran last time on this, which was a 10K PD, 39 minutes 31 seconds in Madrid early June, they felt still responsive. They got me through to a new PB, so that's great. So performance, I think it's there. However, the feeling after that 10K race in terms of legs, I felt they were a bit more tired than usual for a shorter distance, of course, harder effort. So take that with a pinch of salt. But I think I will keep this in my shoe rotation, of course, but I will not be racing in these ones anymore. And there are two reasons for that. I think they are more than capable in terms of performance, even protecting the legs, which is the main benefit of this, so the economy gains with this shoe. I need that extra protection. I feel I need that in my long runs now that I've started my next marathon training block. And of course, I don't want to keep adding more kilometers, more miles on this and get to San Sebastian in end of November with, 600 kilometers on them. So I will keep this really good shoe, but instead of racing in them, I will transfer this into my shoe rotation now, not for races, but for long runs, especially those ones where I start introducing marathon pace effort. So that's my verdict. And then, of course, the question is, what's going to be my next marathon racing shoe? And the answer is in this box. So Keller Sports. Let's do an unboxing to see what's inside and see which ones will be my next marathon racing shoes. So surprise, no other than the Alphafly. So what I did was to get a fresh pair of Alphafly version 1 racing shoe. So brand new pair, and I will keep this for racing. Of course, I will test it before the actual race. But why did I go for this? As I said, I'm so happy with this one. Got me through all the PBs. I feel the best benefit of this shoe is the running economy and protection of the legs. Probably you can find faster shoes with lower profile, Vaporfly in the Nike, but this Asics is catching up. New Balance also have some really good racing shoes, but for me, marathon distance especially, this one is the best you can buy today. But of course, many people are going now with the version 2 of this Alphafly because it's just been released. So why did I go for the version 1 again instead of trying to jump into the version 2? Very simple. Price. To be honest, I don't particularly fancy this colorway. I prefer other models in the Alphafly lineup, but because they released version 2, I found on Keller Sport a really good offer to get a fresh pair of V1s. So 152 euros with delivery home. That's amazing value for money. It's pretty much at the same price range of some daily trainers, and this is really a racing machine. So retail price for V2, it's between 299 and 304, so this is pretty much half the price. So I can get 2 pairs of this if I wanted to for the price of one V2. So at some point I will probably go into V2 to see the difference, because for me it just worked, the Alphafly concept, but price, you cannot beat an offer like this. And that's my tip, my recommendation. Once a brand releases a new model, check offers in the previous year's model, because from one year to the next, there are not that big differences, especially double performance. I'm not going to have my marathon time for jumping into V2. Maybe I shave off some seconds, but not double improvement, which is what I can get in terms of value for money. So that's it from me today in my review. And as the summary, what's best feedback than buying another pair for the next marathon? So I'm really happy with this, but I will just use this for long runs because I think I need, especially in the new terrain I'm running with elevation, with trails, and additional protection on my legs to get fresher to the starting line where I will wear this. So that's the plan. Comment in the section below any feedback, questions, happy to answer. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so, and share with your running buddies and friends. And I will see you in the next one. Enjoy today's run.